saw the shadows fall behind the lights and witnessed truths that only show at night. Freeborn spirits meant to roam the earth, reduced to cages and a measured worth. They took the mighty from their open range. They broke the bond and they inflicted pain. The tickets sold, the crowds were unaware that freedom dies inside a metal square. I watched the brave who finally chose to speak, risking it all for the voiceless and the weak. The cameras rolled where they should never be, revealing what the money hides from me, and now my eyes are open wide. Once you see, you cannot hide inside. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. You couldn't pay me $1 billion bribe upon a stand. I won't play false witness to the criminal's command, not even if my closest kin should beg to play the part, trading away my honor for a twisted loyalty's heart. I won't bend the facts or change the story that I tell just to cover up your tracks and buy a ticket out of hell. Go trade your truth for a heavy bag of cash to blow through. I'd rather stay poor than face what karma's gonna do to you. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. You couldn't pay me billions just to commit the crime, to fake my tears and quietly await the time beside a lowered casket where a body lies, masked in a cold betrayal in a crafted disguise. They sign the policy and plot the fatal end to cash a corporate check off a murdered friend. They trade a partner for a bloody payout sum, blind to the heavy karma that is sure to come. For blood-soaked money cannot buy a sacred home. I'd rather live in poverty, completely on my own. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to rip a baby from its mother's arms. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to chain the wild and call it charm. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to sell my truth for a liar's fee. You couldn't pay me $1 billion, no. My conscience is not for sale, not to you, not to me. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to become a hired hand, to take a life for profit in a silent shadow plan. No amount of money makes me cross that final line to end another story just to pay a killer's fine. I'd rather walk away with empty pockets in my soul than carry bloody money that will never make me whole. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to traffic human lives, to trade away their freedom for the highest bidder's prizes, to steal away their dignity and lock them in a cage for chains of corporate greed that history marks on every page. No fortune, big or small, could ever bend my will that way. I stand against the darkness that preys on souls today. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. Couldn't pay me $1 billion to break the laws of the land, to violate the sacred rights that every person should command, to silence voices, crush the weak, or profit from their sudden fall. I choose the harder path where true integrity stands tall. No bribe, no deal, no hidden scheme could pull me into doing wrong. My heart and hands stay clean while others sell their song. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to rip a baby from its mother's arms. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to chain the wild and call it charm. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to sell my truth for a liar's fee. You couldn't pay me $1 billion, no. My conscience is not for sale, not to you, not to me. You couldn't pay me $1 billion.
You couldn't pay me $1 billion for an inside job, to leave the side door wide unlocked for thieves to rob. They want a trusted hand to pass the code and bleed it dry, an expert gaze that's trained to look away and lie, to sabotage the truth from the inside out for a hidden wire untaxed, no doubt. But I won't be the traitor in your grand design, no. Hidden cash could make me cross that line. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. You couldn't pay billions to make me blind to the cost, to call a thing beauty when a lifetime is lost. They gather their profit from the quiet and meek, but they alter the language that the earth tries to speak. For nature gives freely of the apple and nut. We should cherish the giver, but the giver is cut. It breathes out our oxygen, clears toxins away, yet they slaughter the savior for a profit and play. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. I honor the timber that builds a home to last, strong sheltering structures when decades have passed, a safe, cherished dome where a family stays. Yet they murder a life for a few weeks of praise. They never consented to be clipped, sold, or staged, left dead on the curb once the vanity's aged. I don't judge the custom, but my spirit can see they are selling the food while they butcher the tree. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to run a smear campaign, spreading love, compassion, acceptance. Yeah, I'll stick to that lane. Social media slanderers defaming character for the likes, clocking in daily for venomous strikes, trading their souls for the click of a mouse, smearing a name to build up their own house. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. Online assassins, if hired for pay, armed with a keyboard and ready to slay. They pocket a paycheck for fanning the flame, burning a life down to profit their name. If all of the money just blew in the wind, would they still do it? Would the hate still spin? You couldn't pay me $1 billion to break a spirit, steal a life. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to watch them suffer for the hype. You couldn't pay me $1 billion to trade my honor for a lie. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. Keep your money, I still sleep at night. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. Some say it's just the way things go for entertainment, profit show, but I remember what they stole. A mother's cry, a broken soul, a rescue's different. This I know, when the hurt can't make it home, but hunting families just for show, that's a darkness I won't condone. I choose the hard road, feet on ground, integrity that can't be drowned. Let the wild run where wild should be. Let the truth stand tall and free. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. Yes, they smile in the spotlight, living large and loud. $1 billion homes, private islands, rubbing elbows with the proud. On the surface they shine, gods among men, riding high. But karma keeps a silent ledger, watching every lie, every bribe, every betrayal, every soul they sold. The balance comes due, no amount of gold can hold. What's done in darkness finds the light, the wheel will turn. Temporary comfort fades, true peace you have to earn. We stand unbroken, hands clean, eyes wide. You can't bribe the judge on the other side. Your empire burns to embers. Karma remembers. You couldn't pay me $1 billion. 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 You couldn't pay me $1 billion.